Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Small Business Social Show. My name is Jill, and I am your host. And today we're going to be talking about online marketing for small businesses. And for those of you who don't know me, I am the owner of Fox Social Media, and my company has been helping small businesses, practices, and brands to both market and grow online for the past 10 years now. And I'm so excited that I have both my YouTube channel and my podcast by the same name so that I can help all of you as well. Today, I'm really excited to be sharing a presentation with you called Steps to Generate More Leads and Increase Your Revenue Online. And this awesome presentation is basically an overview of the steps you need to take to be successful, to properly market online, and to increase your business and your sales. And I am going to be joined today by two of my awesome colleagues, Sam Kurd from 4C Productions and Elizabeth Marks from Smart Copy Clicks. So let's get started.
And good morning, everyone, and thank you again for joining us today at our seminar, or webinar, I should say, about generating more leads or the steps to generate more leads and increase your revenues online for your small business. Today, we're going to be three companies presenting to you, myself, and my company is 4C Productions, where I basically do website designs, graphic designs, logos, presentations, video production, photography, and so on. Everything that you would need to produce a stunning website and or presence online. Followed by me will be Elizabeth Marks from Smart Copy Clicks, and she'll talk to you about content, call to action, why your words are important online. It's not enough to have a website, you also need the proper content. You need to speak the language of your clients, and she will talk about that in more detail. Last but not least is Joe Fox from Fox Social Media, and she will take it a step further. And now that you have your content and your website in place, now you need to promote yourself on social media. And she'll go through the steps, the messages, the branding, also why is it important to use videos and so on. And we'll go through that. So for the next 45 minutes, we'll be doing this. At the end, we'll have a Q&A session so that you can ask your questions. So let's begin here with the first ingredient, which is the 4C production ingredient, and that is the website design. So the question is whether you want to create or rejuvenate your website. This is something that we can step in. So I basically present you with the website. I will design it. I will create your captivating logo if you don't have one. For example, we'll produce videos, whether it's video production on site or we can do also testimonials, and then we'll do the graphic design to allow you to promote your online business as well, whether it be texting or emails or on your website as well. We'll go through examples, and then we'll talk about why colors are so important. There are a lot of aspects, but these are the things that we will concentrate on today. So in the good old days, as you remember, if any of you remember WordPerfect, for example, when you used to have to do Control B to bold something, or if you type it, you had to put in like a bracket, the letter B, and then close the bracket, type the word, and then at the end of that, open another bracket, put a slash and a B, and close the bracket, and then that will bold that one particular word or paragraph or whatever you're trying to bold. That was the beginning of HTML. And this is basically what most companies still use today to code. There are other languages, of course, they can code in, and they use that to code their websites. That's fine, and that's great, and it works, and it's sophisticated too. The question is, though, for small businesses that want to have presence online, it tends to be a little expensive and also technical. So if you're not a programmer, you won't be able to deal with code. You won't be able to manage your website. You would have to depend on the programmer to do so. And that's where the cost is more maybe increased versus the way I do it. And we do it at 4C Productions here. We completely do it in English. And what that means is you can come in and you do your website, and you once we deliver it to you, you can go in and edit it just like you edit a PowerPoint, just like you create a new page in PowerPoint or a slide for that matter. And that's the ease of use of our solution right here. So what kind of website do you want to create? For example, what we do is all our customers span a range of different types of firms, law firms, contractors, nonprofit organizations, manufacturing companies, restaurants, health and beauty, spas, and so on. So basically, regardless of your industry, we can help you with the right design. So just to give you an example of the type of designs that we do, these are some examples right here. And we have basically hundreds of templates that we can actually mix and match to produce the result that you expect and the look that you really need or want. Now, in the event that none of this is good enough and you don't want it, and you want something more specific, something more maybe customized, yes, we can customize it. I will customize it for you, again, in English. And again, what that means is that once we deliver it to you, you'll be able to manage it and you don't have to depend on us or the programmer, although we can still help. So in addition to this, of course, when we want to create a website, you need to have a logo. So if you don't have a logo, we can also design your logo. These are some of the examples of logos that we created, just to give you an example of our ability and skills and production, and that's the name for C Productions. And so from restaurants or contractors or insurance brokers and companies, IT type companies, software companies, you name it, we've done it basically. And this is a health spa and a landscaping company and so on. So why do we do it? Why is that all important? Why is a stunning website important? Why a logo is important? The way we structure it is for one reason, according to statistics, is the 8 seconds rule. The 8-second rule means that when you do a search online, most people, if you're like me, have an attention span of 8 seconds. So within 8 seconds, if you don't find what you're looking for, you're going to say, nah, thanks, goodbye, and you're going to go on to the next person, or the next search. So it's very important to have the bright image on online here. So how do you get your right image? So depending on your industry, of course, you have to have a stunning picture, like in this case here, that would attract your customer. In this case, this is one of my customers actually, Y Salon Health Spa, and they do beauty and spa and nails and everything else, massages and all that stuff. So they want something to captivate. So all their images are similar to this, captivating images that can just get your attention and see or get the message that they're trying to convey to you. And the images here we get from sources that we license them. So they're high resolution images. We license them from Adobe Stock or CanStock Photo or Shutterstock. And then there are free websites also that will provide free stunning images as well, like Unsplash or Pexels or Pixabay. So just like the images or graphics are important, also videos are quite important. So it's very important to have a video also on your website. And the question is, why videos? And it's just according to statistics, let me give you a very quick summary here. 75% of people that implement a strategy or a video strategy in their online strategy, see positive results out of that. 70% of business marketers, for example, see the conversion from having videos online increase. And 64% of marketers believe that this helps them generate more revenues. And most senior management out there or senior executives prefer to see a video rather than sit and read text. People just don't have time. Again, it's an 8-second rule. And at the end of the day, all of this translates into a 49% increase in your revenues, according to research. One of the things that, for example, when we're talking about videos and the importance of videos, in 30 seconds, we can create you a 30-second clip, for example, that will produce a video, something similar to this. So within 30 seconds, we can deliver a message. In this case, this customer here is a landscape company designer. So they can actually email this or text it from their phone. It's not big enough not to text. And also place it on their website. That's it. 30 seconds, you're done. You deliver the message about how they can make your dream a reality as far as rejuvenating your outdoor design. This is just a sample. And if you go to my website at 4cproductions.com, you'll see many samples, or on Instagram, you'll see a lot of examples as well. Likewise, the importance of graphics to promote your business, whether it's a flyer or a text message instead of a video. We can do something like this. This we've done to also one of the Irvine Chamber members, where she's a coach, and she wanted to promote the seminar she was doing. So we created this for her. She could text it or email it and get more results. And these are other samples. This is a restaurant. With the current pandemic, they cannot accept people to come in, of course, as we know. So they wanted to create a text message to all their customers about the fact that they can deliver food, and we created this for them. So very easily delivered, and people know, and they can still stay in business. And we can design things like cover sheets for your proposals, or PowerPoint presentations, or what have you, and so on. So this is part of the service that we do. This is another example for a nonprofit organization. Actually, I'm an Irvine Chamber member, so that we've designed this for them. Hope 365 is a customer of ours, and so on. You get the message, just like the least amount of text with the right graphic and the right colors, and you deliver the message. So everything just blends together with your colors very well. Speaking of colors, of course, that actually is our next topic right here. And why is it important to have colors? I'll give you a story here, but let me first tell you that 90% of quick purchases, according to research, quick purchase decisions are actually driven by the perception of colors. And this is research. Yesterday, for example, I had a client that wanted certain colors, and I'm not going to mention the colors, and I don't want to give anybody away, but the colors were brown, and I forgot what other color, and I told her, for her business, I told her that this is going to be the wrong thing, because according to research, most men and women don't like brown colors in a website, or the least liked color for some reason. But so colors do improve. What do they improve? They improve your comprehension by 73%. They improve your learning by 68%, and they improve your reading by 40%. And we can all attest to that. You go to a certain websites and you enjoy looking at that and exploring it further because of the combination of colors, text, or content, I should say, and anything else that grabs your attention. Power of colors is very noticeable in big companies like Google, Microsoft, and Starbucks. If you notice that Google and Microsoft use the exact same colors, sort of, in a different combination. So they have primary and secondary colors. So we help you with that, by the way. And this is a wheel that shows you basically what each color implies. Like black is about credible, powerful, professional. Purple is about wise and or imaginative, and blue, my color, trust and strength and dependable. Thank you very much. And green is about peaceful and healthy and growth, and like Whole Foods market or Starbucks, like an example. Yellow is about happiness and optimism and clarity. Orange is about cheerful and friendly, and red is for bold and youthful and excitement, and it actually, increases your blood pressure. I read somewhere that it generates more interest in whatever it is that you're trying to buy. So all of these together, we put together to make you look amazing online. And these are samples of some of the websites that I've created, just very quickly. And you can go to my website and see other samples as well. We can also create pages, like this is from my website here, where we can actually, you can do booking online, or you can create a product for sales purposes. Very easy, very like Bella V here, it says the nail place. So when you look at a website like this, you know exactly what they're for. The hands and the nail place tells you basically what they're all about. And that's the power of colors and the precise words that deliver your branding and your story. And that's another example for the elite outdoor design. They wanted 2 words that describe what they do. So we came up with concept to completion, period. This is a landscaping company from concept to completion, and this is what they do. Their colors, again, look at that, yellow and black, power and cheerful. Okay, so why should you use 4C Productions? I'll reiterate, it's all in the presentation. As you can see here, we do the web design, we do the graphic design, we do the logo design, and we do the video production, and we do the graphics, and we do photography, and we even do presentations. So all of this together, it's just the components, as you see in this hamburger, all these pieces just give you a delicious hamburger. So now, if you're hungry, I just made you hungrier. So this is what I can do for you. And to thank you for joining us today. If you need my services, or if you'd like to hire me to do your website and or designs or your logos, whatever the case may be, I'm offering a webinar special of $770 just for the website to create a stunning website like the examples I showed you. Hosting, of course, is whatever the hosting company is going to charge. You can call me, or you can email me at sam@4c.com, or go to my website at 4C Productions. And with this, I want to thank you, and thank you for listening to me. And we'll go from here to the second ingredient, and this will be Elizabeth Marks. She from Smart Copy Clicks. She will talk to you about the 3 keys for profit-producing websites. Elizabeth, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Great, thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Let me get my slide up. Okay, here we are. So you just heard from Sam and the power of graphics, design, and images and colors, and those all play a big part on your website. So what I want to talk about are the 3 keys to a profit-producing website, right? So have you ever thought any of these things? Hey, I have a website, but I haven't touched it in a decade. I hear that a lot from people. How about my website doesn't give me any leads, or no one would ever buy anything on my website? And what about this one? How will my business survive right now with all this craziness of, businesses and economy being shut down? Your website is very important right now. If you have a website, it needs to be providing you leads. So that means your website is the opportunity that you're looking for right now. If you have a website, that's great. It's a wonderful asset for your business. Now let's do some small tweaks to turn it into a ka-ching money-making machine. Imagine what your life would look like if you had income rolling in repeatedly, and that's coming from your website. It's all possible, and you're about to learn 3 things your website has been missing. Okay, so the first key that is important for profit-producing websites is words matter. We just spent a few minutes with Sam talking about how important graphics and images are, and they are, but words are equally important. How you speak to your audience is either going to make them stay on your site and read more, or run and click away. So in order to use words that matter to your clients, you need to know your clients intimately. And if you don't, then we need to spend time understanding them a little bit more. When they go to your website, can they tell that you understand the main problem and pains that they have? It's all demonstrated through the words that you use. And are you using the phrases and the keywords that they themselves use? And if you aren't, and you need to figure out what those phrases are, then I've got some tips here on how to do the research. Sorry about that. How to do the research in order to, oh gosh, I can't stop my timer. Sorry about that. All right, so you want to do research to figure out your audience's phrases. And here's a tip that anyone can do, right? Everyone knows how to type in a phrase in Google search bar, for example. So say you're looking for piano instruction in Orange County, and you type in the words piano instructor, Orange County, And as you type those words underneath that search bar, Google is going to recommend phrases that people are searching that have some of those words in it. And whatever Google recommends to you as an additional search means that there's a lot of people searching for that phrase. So use that as the clue to help you figure out what phrases you should be optimizing for your audience. You can do the exact same thing in Amazon. When you go to Amazon and you type something in the search bar there, it will give you recommended searches, just like Google. And again, they only recommend things that a lot of people are searching for. So use those as some clues to help you figure out exactly what your audience is thinking, typing, researching, and so forth. So you want to know your audience enough to know what kinds of things do they buy, what do they read, what do they watch, and then you want to go read product reviews for those products. You want to read the comments on the blogs that they follow. You want to read book reviews as well, because every one of those places is going to give you clues on how your audience thinks, what do they feel, how are they experiencing things, and you can use all of that to incorporate in your message to them on your website. Now, the last thing I want to talk about regarding words and the importance of words is you want to avoid the me marketing syndrome, right? If you have a website and it is just all about you, this is what I do, this is my products, and it's going to repel people instead of attract them, because people don't care about you. It's not about you, it's about them. So your website really needs to start with your audience, their problems, and their pain, and you need to be speaking to that. And the moment that you do, you're demonstrating that you know what they're going through. And they will automatically assume that you have the solution if you're speaking their language. And by the way, a professional direct response copywriter, which is me, knows how to do all of these things for you. So keep that in mind. Okay, the second key that I want to share with you is your website needs to take your audience on a journey. So it's not meant to just be static pages there. You need to actually walk through the journey with your prospective customers, right? So they land on your website, they have a problem, they're searching for a solution, and they land on your website. Now, what should they do? What should be the next step, and so forth. So you need to map out a buyer's journey so you understand the steps that they take before they purchase. And then at every stage in that journey, you want to be offering them helpful content. There's a different content that you want to put out there for people who maybe aren't as aware of their problem yet, compared to somebody who's intimately aware of their problem and searching for an answer right now. So there's different kinds of content at the different stages that you want to offer. You want to guide them through your website and use direct call to actions to do this. So when they land on a page, you want to be making it as easy for them to get their questions answered as possible. So anyone who lands on your site has some basic questions. Who are you? Can you help me? Do you know what my problem is? Basic questions they need to be able to answer right away. The next thing is you need to lead them to, what do they do now, right? They landed on a web page. They've read a little bit. Now, what's the next logical step? You need to serve that up to them. And we do that with our call to actions. Every page on your website needs a call to action. You need to be leading them somewhere. So what do you want them to do? Do you want them to call you, book an appointment? Do you want them to download a worksheet? Do you want them to watch a video? Use call to actions, but avoid the generic buttons that just say learn more or buy now. Be a little bit more creative in your button text and actually provide a benefit of why they should click. Tell them what they're going to get. And the other thing is you need to be making offers along the way, right? At every step in that buyer's journey, you want to offer something of value to them. Okay, we're moving right along. We're On to key number 3. So key number 3 is to help them find you. To do that, we need to do a lot of SEO research and optimization. And this topic alone could be more than an hour's conversation. We're not going to be diving into any in-depth on SEO research here. I did give you a hint when we were talking about typing in phrases in the search box and how Google gives you some recommended phrases. That's part of SEO research, but that's only a tiny part of it. In your SEO research, you want to be looking for keywords and phrases that yield the highest search volume. So just because you have a phrase doesn't mean it's going to be a good one for your website. You want phrases that are going to basically cast the widest net and bring people to your website. So that's where the optimization part comes into play. So once you've done the research to figure out the terms that give you the largest search volume yield, then you'll switch to optimization, which is about getting those phrases integrated onto the pages of your website. And that will help those pages rank higher and appear in the search results. So once the optimization is done, then you can start working on driving traffic to those pages. And there's really 2 ways to do that. One is through organic or free traffic, and this is the most common, and you can do it very low cost, is posting content, right? Post content through your social media, do blog posts, have a podcast, do videos, the content on your website. All of that is considered organic. Now, another thing you could do is think about the audience that you serve and figure out some market influencers who also serve that audience. And then you can work to maybe provide some content to help them with their audience. Maybe you could do a guest post for them, or maybe you could ask to be interviewed on their podcast or something like that. So you're sharing value with their audience, which happens to be your audience as well. So that's another way you can grow your traffic to your site. And then the last traffic type is paid advertising. And Jill's going to talk more about that in her section. But paid advertising is great. Every platform pretty much has some kind of advertising. And if you know your audience and can target your audience and you've got the right message for that audience, paid advertising is great because you can target them, turn it on, spend a few bucks, and you'll grow your traffic, right? A lot of companies will ask, well, which one's better? And actually, there's pros and cons to both of them, but I would say in most cases, businesses use a combination of both, right? Organic takes a little bit longer, it takes traction. You have to be consistently publishing good content. It takes some time to do that. And paid, the thing with paid advertising is you really want to optimize your website first before you start spending on the paid advertising, because a lot of times what can happen is you pay all of this money in advertising, but your site's not optimized. So maybe they click your ads, but they get to your website and then they're like, oh, and they run away. So we don't want that. What we want is an optimized website so that when you do ads, they'll land on your page and take action, right? That's what we want. So a paid advertising can definitely help you grow quickly. Now, I've just shared with you 3 keys for a profit-producing website, and now it's really your turn to act. Are you going to implement these 3 keys on your website? I believe you really want to make a difference in the world through your business, and when correctly implemented, I know that you can. So you have 2 choices right now. You're kind of at a crossroads. You can either do it yourself, which means you're going to have to learn all about copywriting and the power of words. You're going to have to learn all about SEO, optimization, and traffic. But you're also going to spend a lot of time. Or you can hire a professional who spent years studying and honing their craft, and realize when you hire a professional, you're not just hiring them to do the task, although you are, but you're really hiring them in order to get it done efficiently, right? So that you can leverage it. So I've had people come up to me and say, hey, Elizabeth, how do I work with you? So I have 3 options for you. I have done for you services, and one of those services is a full website content audit, where I not only make recommendations on how to make your site more optimized for conversions, but I help you implement all the changes as well. And those types of services start around $1,000. But if that's not right for you right now, I have a hybrid option for you. I'm putting together a video mini course to show you how to do a website audit for yourself, which means go through your website and figure out how to improve things on your own. I'll share all my tips with you in this video course. I'll even offer you some coaching calls and offer to critique your copy to make it as optimized as possible. And that option's $497. But if you are just starting out and maybe budget is kind of tight, I do have a do-it-yourself option where I can supply that video mini course I talked about to you for $97, and it's self-paced. You can do it at your own time frame. So if any of those 3 options seems like something that you would like to contact me for or want to have more discussion about, contact me here. I'm available through email, phone, on my website, and then here's all my social media contacts. So with that, I am going to turn this over to Jill Fox of Fox Social Media, and she's going to talk more about social media and advertising.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I am just going to share my screen with all of you here and get started on this presentation. There we go. Okay, so as Elizabeth said, my name is Jill Fox, and I'm the owner of Fox Social Media, and my company helps small businesses, small practices, and small brands to market and grow online and increase the profit. And I've been doing this for about 10 years, and I really love what I do. It's a lot of fun, and it's very rewarding. So today I want to talk about online marketing and more about how you can do this for yourself. So this is going to be basically an outline of steps to take to market your own small business, practice, or brand online. And the first thing is, if you haven't already done so, make sure you secure your username online. And you want to do that on all the platforms that you want to use now or think you may want to use in the future. So try to use the same name across the board. And if it's not too long, use your company name. For instance, mine is Fox Social Media everywhere. And my personal brand is Jill W. Fox everywhere. Just makes it easy for people to find you. And then once you decide on the platforms you're going to use, again, don't use everything. You have to have a Facebook page, in my opinion. You probably want to go with Instagram, and you probably should have a LinkedIn business page. But just complete your profiles. Take a few minutes to fill everything out that's applicable to you. So the next thing, I'm not going to get into too much because Elizabeth covered this beautifully, but create your brand story. Why did you create your brand? Who is it for? Why is your brand different? What are your values? What do you stand for? And again, Elizabeth covered that so well. I would just refer to her slides on that. And again, this is something she covered as well. But then write out those steps of the customer journey, maybe just, 4 or 5 steps. People have to go from never heard of you to buying your product or service. And that is not one step, that's maybe 5 or so. And they've got to get to like, know, and trust you in that process. So make sure that you kind of write out those steps so that you can properly take people through that journey. The next thing you want to do is to share your brand story online. So if you're new to social media or you've just kind of hit or miss with it, no real strategy, start here. The first few things you're going to share are your brand story, who you are, what you do, why you do it, what your values are, what's important to you, how your product helps people. So that when people go to check you out online, which they will, that basic information is all right there. So that's where I think you should start. And the next thing you want to do is to Post on social media. So you want to post a few times a week. You want content that's helpful, entertaining, funny, enlightening, or educational to your specific audience. So, you know, people that follow you on social media are only going to see 1 to 2% of what you post. And you're probably thinking, great, Jill, so why do I even have to do this? Well, you need to do this because people will check you out online. And I had a client before they came to me, lost an absolutely top-notch rep. They wanted to work for their company because they had no social media presence. So it's still vitally important that you're there. And the next thing that I think you need to do is build an email list. So what we just talked about is the fact that people only see 1 to 2% of what you post on social media, and you don't control that. The platforms do. So one of the things you need to do is build your own email list. This is something you own and allows you to communicate directly with your ideal clients and customers. And those have kind of raised their hand and shown some interest in your business. So the way you're going to build this list is with what we call lead magnets. And a lead magnet essentially is anything that you can provide to an ideal client, customer, or or somebody interested in your business that you can give them in exchange for their email address. So you don't want this to be complicated or expensive. Great ideas are a coupon, a checklist, a video of 4 steps to get your dog to stop barking, anything that suits and fits your brand, excuse me, and more importantly, helps your ideal audience. Now, you want to make sure that you take these emails you collect and you want to upload them into a platform that can store them. So a great one to start with is MailChimp. It is free up until you have 2,000 email addresses stored in there. So this is something that you can send out emails from to your list. So you can send out what you want right from that platform. And again, you can walk them through those steps on your customer journey. Now, the other thing you can do, and I kind of jump in the gun on this, but you can upload your email list to Facebook, to your ads platform, and talk to them directly by targeting them with ads. You can also upload your email list to LinkedIn, and you can, by clicking 2 buttons, send a connection request to everybody on it. How awesome is that? I mean, that's something you should definitely be doing. You can also use this list to, as we said, target people on ads. In addition, you can also target people who visited your website by adding a specific pixel. And again, I don't want to get too complicated, but these are all the things that that email list allows you to do. Excuse me. Now, Elizabeth touched on this a little too, but you can work with influencers. And an influencer is somebody who has a large, not even large, a decent engaged following of your ideal clients or customers. So you're a dog trainer and you see Susie's dog training Instagram account has, 5,000 followers in your area. And you notice that they're talking back and forth in the comments, and you notice that people are active on there. Well, you might want to reach out to Susie and say, if I give you one of my products, will you post something for me? Just like a shout out or an informational post to their ideal clients, customers, your ideal clients and customers who happen to be members of her Instagram account. So many smaller influencers will share a post without being paid in exchange for receiving a product. So that works for that works for a business that is product-based. Now, you might be wondering why this is on here, but I think this is super important, and this is more and more becoming the norm. But one of the things you need to do is work with a charity. This needs to be something close to your heart, one that you really support and care about, and you want to show photos of your work with that charity and encourage others to give as well. And this, let's say you're just starting out. You say, Jill, I don't have any money for this. You don't need to. One of the things you can do is to donate your time just a little bit. You can tutor someone. You can hold a food drive. There's a lot of things you can do that don't involve money, but this is kind of your business's adopted charity, which is important to the overall presence and professionalism and caring nature of your business that you want to communicate to your ideal clients and customers. The other thing you can do is what we're doing right here is hold webinars. The webinars you can see today is to teach your ideal clients and customers a skill that will help them move forward in their business or their life. You, just like we did, require an email address for the person to sign up so that you have the ability to communicate with them afterwards. Now at the end, you know, as you can see, you can offer a consultation or a coupon or something of value that helps this ideal audience. The next thing that we're going to talk about is designing an email campaign for those who opted in. So here you want to share useful, engaging, enlightening, funny information that is helpful to your ideal audience. Don't get caught up in sell, 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 sell. That won't work. People will unsubscribe. These have to be helpful emails. And it's okay to offer something of value at the end, kind of once you've made a little bit of a relationship with these people. The rule is give first, sell second. They need to get to know, like, and trust you before they're going to buy anyway. Then we talked about Facebook ads, and these are so important. And at times you'll hear people say, these don't work. Facebook ads don't work. And the reason that you hear people say that is because they don't do it right. They are unknown. They take a completely cold audience who's never heard of them, throw money at an ad saying, buy my product. It's great. It's wonderful. That does not work. Again, you have to have a process to this. You have to have campaigns directed at the right stage. So let's say you're brand new. You're going to run a video campaign telling people about your business. After that, you can run another campaign to the people who've watched that video, taking them through the next step on the customer journey. Now, on Facebook, you can actually run ads for $1 a day. It's amazing. The Facebook ads, right now, some of my clients are getting clicks for 31 cents. That we're only paying per click. So that means we're targeting an ad at their ideal clients and customers. And it's only costing them 31 cents to get one of those ideal clients and customers to click through to their website. That's incredible. So again, that's kind of a coronavirus price. And different audiences are at different price points, but it's still super affordable. So you can target these visitors. You know, you can also target your website visitors with ads. So you can also target them with, ads later on by installing a pixel, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So the next thing you want to do is you want to create a LinkedIn business page for your business. I know you might be saying, but I'm not B2B. Still worth your time to complete your personal business profile and your professional page. It gives your business much more credibility. You can also upload that list, that email list you've created, and within 2 clicks, connect to all of those people who have opted into your email list. It's just awesome. So all these ways are great ways for you to reach people. Now, if you don't do anything else I said, I want you to do this, and that's video marketing. Sam and Elizabeth both touched on this some. Video marketing is the most powerful form of marketing if done correctly. It's super easy. So I'm talking about just using your resources. I'm just going to use my cell phone in the vertical position, up and down. I'm going to hold it up, and I'm going to film just a hair over 3-minute video. The first one is going to be, again, about your business, who you serve, why you care about them, how you're different. And then after that, you're going to do things like answer FAQs. Just start writing down those questions that people ask you all of the time and start answering those in short videos. Now, you're going to natively upload these videos to the social media platforms. And what I mean by that is you're not going to just post it on, let's say, YouTube, and then post a link to it on Facebook. All the platforms want you to stay on their platform. So if Facebook sees a link in your post that sends people over to YouTube, they're going to go, I'm not showing this. I don't want to show this. I don't want people going to my competitor. So take the time to upload those videos. And you can also use portions of those clips to run ads. Now, I don't want to overwhelm you. I know this is a lot, and this is just meant to be a checklist. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to do it all right now. And I just want to tell you also that I have some resources for you that are completely free. So if you want to email me, And you can see my email right there. You can go to jillwfox.com and just click my emails. Everything's my name. For my business, everything is Fox Social Media. And you can ask me for a checklist of everything we talked about today. The other resources I have for you are as you can see up here, I have a YouTube channel. It's actually under my name, Jill W. Fox. You have to search for Jill W. Fox. But I run a show called the Small Business Social Show. And the purpose of it is to help small business owners to learn simple social media marketing so they can grow their businesses and make more income. And these are people that their business is too small for Fox Social Media or to use my company. So I have both the show on YouTube and the podcast, which you will find by its name, the Small Business Social Podcast. It's all over all the different platforms on podcasting. The other resource I want to offer you is my free Facebook group. And don't be turned away by the name if you're younger. Social Media Marketing for Over 50s. And the link is right there. If you just want to screenshot this slide, you can. But that Facebook group is education-based and has 19 or 20 units in it that speak to and teach the things I talked about today. So again, you are more than welcome to join that regardless of age. It's really just, I was trying to kind of niche down there and give the impression that this is a really simply taught group. So I want to thank you all for joining us today. And I want to turn this over right now to Sam.
So you guys see the screen here. This has been hosted by Joe Alvarez from Cybersecurity and Cost Management Group. Great person to know, and he can also help you with your issues in cybersecurity management, which also complements what we do because you want security for your website as well. And shout out to Joe for doing this. Appreciate it.
So thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to catching up with you in the next episode.